Hello, good morning and good day to all of you. Thrilled to be here. Thanks to the AD design team as well. Momentous occasion for all of us at Ultraviolette. And okay, without any further ado, let me get started. Let me give you context to what we're doing, and then of course follow that with the unveil of the motorcycle here. Right. So for us at Ultraviolette, our core belief is innovation is not a luxury, it is a responsibility. Now this very line of thought, I'm going to break it down into multiple aspects. We're talking about innovation as a culture, innovation as a country, innovation as a company, and of course innovation at the product levels. Right? So when I talk about innovation as a culture, we humans are inherently restless beings, right? And surrounded by so many designers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we love challenging the status quo, we love going after the unknown, chasing the impossible, and a few people actually make that happen. A few people actually live and die with that very essence, right? And that essentially has resulted in a lot of tremendous innovations, discoveries, inventions across the spectrum from art, science to technology. And one example of this is humanity's pursuit of light. Right? We are talking about not just centuries but millenniums of people wanting to fly. And as recently as a few centuries ago, if someone were to talk about us humans sharing the skies with the birds or sharing the intergalactic space with the stars, you would be written off as ludicrous. And yet that dream persisted, people persisted. Multiple failures happened years after years, decades after decades, centuries after centuries. And finally, we learned from all of those experiences, the cumulative knowledge base that came in. And we achieved powered flight in 1903, right? And to give you perspective, 1903 is what, about a century back. And since that first experience of powered flight happened, in just about 100 years, we've gone from flight as a dream to airlines being mainstream and commercial, to interspace travel now a reality, and of course, plausible space colonization as well. Now, if that is not an example of accelerated innovation and growth in technology, I don't know what is. So, from there, I want to come to innovation as a country. Right? If you think about the most countries that are showing the most rapid development and flourishing economies, we've seen constant growth across art, culture, technology, and this very thread is consistent with India as well. Back from the ages with many art forms emerging from India to being evolved out of India, to technology, the field of mathematics, to the most recent Chandrayaan mission. These are incredible stories of India really paving the way for the global markets in terms of what innovation can truly do, right? But today, if we are to ask ourselves this question, are we sort of creating less and servicing more at scale? I mean, think of the automotive industry. We've historically looked to the east or the west for the finest examples of design and performance. And that is where we at Ultraviolette believe it is time to change that school of thought. So we at Ultraviolette are a very small group of people with one mission, chase after the impossible. We are incidentally creating very cool, sexy motorcycles today, but our single-minded focus is to accelerate innovation in the field of mobility. Now, what we've done at Ultraviolette is not just prove that a small group of people can, really take the industry by storm, but we've come through a lot of challenges in these last 7 years as well. A lot of them on the technical side. What you see there, perhaps after the show you can check out the F77s, what we launched last year, one of the finest examples and getting a lot of global acclaim for what technology, design, performance can all come together to achieve, right? And when I talk about external challenges, we've come across a fair share of naysayers in the industry. In fact, as recently as a few weeks ago, one of the largest two-wheeler manufacturers in the country chose to target Ultraviolette. And I mean, in our journey, we will continue to unlock multiple milestones. Numbers will follow, But of course, what we set in place is the trend that innovation can really disrupt existing markets, right? And that leads me to our response to that same sentiment. We in fact countered and invited the same companies to join us and bring the best of what they've got to showcase. And with, of course, multiple years of R&D and billions in the bank. And we are bringing the best of what Ultraviolette has to showcase, or what we've developed rather, with limited resources but unlimited dreams. And that leads me to the moment of the afternoon, the unveil of the Ultraviolette F99 factory racing platform. And that is the F99, India's first superbike. Looks fast and trust me, goes even faster. And now to come to some very interesting announcements for the day. We've of course built this with a lot of design R&D, time, effort gone into it. But how do we demonstrate the gravity of what Ultraviolette has built? And we had some very interesting thoughts on this. In fact, when we talk about superbikes, it's all about speed and performance. And to this regard, we have two important announcements to make. So Ultraviolette is going after two massive records in India. The first being the top speed record for the fastest ever Indian-made motorcycle. And the second is the fast speed record for the fastest quarter mile set by an Indian motorcycle at the Valley Run. And all of this is going to pan out in the next 90 days or so. And that truly is the Ultra in Ultraviolette.